Hello students, today we will discuss about importance of divine law. Divine law are those laws which are believed to be made by God. These laws are obeyed everywhere because they are a valuable guide for social matters in the essay. The law of nature. Haldane points out that the law of nature are statement of facts. They may also be called uniformities of nature because they are applicable to all men living anywhere at any period of time. But the sphere of human law is quite limited and it is confined only to a certain group of people for a certain period of time. First, a valuable guide for social matters. In this essay, The Law of Nature, which was published in Rationalist Annual in 1941, J.V.S. Haldane asserts that the law of nature are very important and useful for the future of man. The law of nature is not acknowledged as such in modern scientific age. Ancient people believed in a law of nature, but modern people do not believe in it. In fact, in ancient societies, no distinction was made between law and custom. But in modern times, human societies have laws separate from customs. The Greeks made the great and revolutionary discovery that a community could consciously make new law and repeal old ones. Second is social and economic development of the society. The law of nature are statements and not commands. Some laws are correct, but some have been seen to be incorrect. However, these inaccurately stated laws are of immense practical and theoretical value. The law of nature fall into two categories, qualitative law and quantitative law. The first is such as all animals with feathers have beaks. The first is such as all animals with feathers have beaks. The second is such as Mercury has 13.596 times the density of water. The example of qualitative law may be good guide, but it is not always true. Millions of birds are on this planet, but many of them have not developed a beak but have feathers. It is also believed that female mammals had memory until Professor Crew found that many cognitively hairless female mice lacked these organs, though they could hear young which other females could them foster. Next, solve the problem of their applications. Likewise, the qualitative law also turned out to the inaccurate. Thus, what is nothing definite. Similarly, mercury consists of several different types of atoms. The ratio of the densities of mercury and water is not fixed. Next, law is still applicable. Likewise, quantitative laws also turn out to be inaccurate. The what is nothing definite. A well-known physicist Jeffrey and something new about inductions. There are two contradictory theories about the law of nature. The older opinion is that they are absolute, although they are inaccurate. Wenger says that the only phenomena occur, so there is no need in making any definite statements. Millen's theories are extremely revolutionary. He assumes cosmological relativity that observes anywhere in the universe would see much the same thing. He also imagines objects on different stars communicating via light signals. Okay. Next law is still applicable. Changes are observed in the law of nature. The changes are seen when there is some natural or artificial evolution, and Millen's theories seem to be the correct one. Even though partially there is a system rationally made as the propositions of geometry. In his famous essay, The Law of Nature, J.V. Haldane expresses his view that the laws of nature are very useful for the future of man. They serve as practical guides to man, and so, in spite of their being inexact and inaccurate, cannot be rejected. According to the author, there are three types of law: human, divine, and natural. The human laws are made by a king or a legislative council. These laws are valid for a certain number of people. For a certain period of time, divine laws are issued edicts by decrees by gods, and they are unchangeable. Such laws aimed at social and economic development. The law of nature are not commands or decrees but statement of facts. In a way, they should not be called laws, but uniformities in nature. These laws are uniformities are applicable everywhere to all men. Millen's theories about the law of nature are extremely revolutionary. They are based on principle of cosmological relativity. According to him, there is no favored point or center, no limit beyond which there is more matter. There is no direction in which matter progressively things times out. He imagines that the communications on different stars would be held by light stars. The length of a thing could also be measured by the wavelength of light. Mendel's law that two types occur in ratio of first ratio 1 in some cases, in 3 ratio 1 in others, are theoretically true. Thus, it is a clear and different theories have been extended about the law of nature by the scientists. Sometimes these theories turn out to be incorrect because there are irregularities in nature. The real world is in fact immensely complex. Divine laws are those laws which are believed to be made by God. These laws are obeyed everywhere because they are valuable guide for social matters. They are in fact edicts or decrees which were issued by gods or prophets for the social and economic development of the society. Anglican bishops have tried to solve the problem of their application. They believe that divine law begins where human law ends. An example of such law is that God forbids a man to marry his sister, though it is not certain whether it was shared by God or not. The law is still applicable for the benefit of the society. In the essay The Laws of Nature, Haldane points out that the law of nature are basically different from the law of human beings. The law of nature are statement of facts. They may also be called uniformities of nature because they are applicable to all men living anywhere at any period of time. But the sphere of human law is quite limited and it is confined only to certain group of people for a certain period of time. Moreover, unlike the law of nature, human law are made either by the king or the legislative council of a country, so they are to be obeyed by the people of that particular country. If the people do not obey these laws, they will be punished. But in nature, there is no provision for punishment if people do not obey the laws.